I'm Bob Nelson, real estate investment broker with Pacwest Real Estate Investments, and joining me is Rene Nelson. Rene is also a CCIM and a real estate investment broker with Pacwest Commercial Real Estate. Rene has a unique offering that I think the world should become aware of. She has the capacity to deal with an individual, typically a spouse, and the other half of the spousal team made all the decisions in the lifetime, dealt with all the financial decisions and the financial maneuverings, ended up with a fairly sizable real estate portfolio. That individual is no longer there. They look to themselves and say, my gosh, I'm lost. What can you do about that, Rene?
Well, Bob, as you know, I have 25 years of experience both in the mortgage lending industry as well as commercial real estate.
Okay.
And because of my unique background with the mortgage industry, I have the ability to really understand property, the cash flow, as well as evaluate the property to see if there's a way to improve it. For many people that maybe their spouse is either divorced or death has done them apart, now they're wondering, what do I do? Is my asset performing at the level that it should?
Well, they don't have
Should
a
I
clue.
sell it?
Right.
Yeah.
So you have the capacity to jump in, evaluate the property, look at the management, identify how well is this thing managed, do something about the management. That's probably the most critical thing, because if the ship goes without a person at the wheel, it's going to drift badly, and it doesn't take very long to drift into a substantial wealth penalty where they've lost a lot of money and they didn't even know it was happening.
I totally agree with that, Bob. I've seen situations where people are unaware that there's ways to improve their bottom line, to improve their operating expenses, drive those expenses down, which improves their bottom line. It gives you more net operating income, which in turn adds to the value of your property. And sometimes it's simple things with passing on some utility expenses to the tenants, as an example, if it's multifamily, looking at ways to improve the management. There's a variety of ways that we can look at a property and analyze it to determine if there's a way to increase that bottom line.
Now, once you've done that, and we've done those actions needed to make sure that it's being well managed and well operated, it would be also a process to evaluate the financing. If the thing hasn't been financed for a period of time and is paying an interest rate that's substantially over the market, you'd have the capacity to identify what alternatives would be there that would also bolster the cash flow. And as you bolster the cash flow, you're also bolstering the value of the property. You've got that unique ability of cash flow management through the mortgage process.
Absolutely. There's many ways that people can improve their current financial situation. We find that the banks are back in the lending business.
Yeah,
they're anxious to
true.
loan money again.
Lots of money and low interest rates, and those not taking advantage of that are really losing out. And frequently, the big decision maker wasn't paying a whole lot of attention to that. They locked onto financing and then ignored it for 10 years.
Well, not only that, but we found that the financial institutions over the last 3 to 4 years were really pretty hesitant to refinance properties. They really had some pretty strict guidelines, weren't really anxious to offer good low interest rates with long-term fixed terms. The longer fixed terms improve your cash flow, give you a lower monthly payment. And a lot of our clients own property free and clear, so financing may not be an issue. However, if you own free and clear property, it may be a great opportunity and a great time to do some cash out refinances on those properties and go and buy other real estate that's out there available.
Yeah, particularly if it's a situation where death has resulted and there may be several heirs and some of them don't want to stick around and continue to own the property. We may be able to put a new loan on the property, generate some cash to cash out those heirs that wanted to exit without destroying the portfolio. That's a great opportunity.
Yeah. And the other aspect that I like to look at for my clients that are in that situation where now the spouse is gone and they've been given this real estate portfolio, I call it the golden parachute. How do they get off of the merry-go-round in the future? What's that time period? How does that look for them? And how are they going to do that? Are you just going to pass away and pass your estate to your kids? What if you don't have any kids? Who are you going to leave your real estate portfolio to? And what does that look like?
Or what if your kids have been so poorly prepared, as was the spouse, that was left in the lurch by the untimely passing of the husband, they could be in a world of hurt. So you can create stability that would allow them to either liquidate the portfolio slowly and properly at optimum value, or to potentially retain the thing at full performance.
Absolutely.
Okay. How would a person get a hold of you who finds themselves in that position?
The best way is to give me a call at 541-912-6583 or shoot me an email, Rene@1031guru.com. What I like to do with clients is sit down with your last 3 years of Schedule E's, analyze your information of your property, and then formulate a strategy that will assist them in looking at their portfolio and determining how to go forward.